Hello from day 39 of the Appalachian Trail through hike attempt. We last left you on day 37, which was about 5 seconds ago from your point of view. Day 38 was actually Easter Sunday, so that added an extra challenge of getting medical care and getting that done, and got some antibiotics, got what I needed, all is well there, and then, kind of as that day wrapped up and into today, it just made a decision for myself that I am going to be stepping off trail. And so the two of us have had a lot of conversations and spent today refitting him to head out on the trail. We've driven down to Asheville to get a single person tent that's much lighter than our big 4-pound 3-person tent.
I could have gone out there with our Big Agnes ultralight copper spur 3-person, but it would have been like one person in a mansion, and it would have been like, yeah, I can host friends, and I could pick up stray dogs along the way, and it would have been great. But I mean, overkill. And I mean, it's a great tent. I love it. It's perfect for 2 people because you feel like you're dividing the weight. One person carrying close to 4 pounds for a tent. Oh, and it's large. I mean, you've seen it hanging off of my pack. When I put it in my pack, it consumes half of the volume. Anyway, so have a new tent from REI.
Yes.
You spend a lot of money for ultralight tents, I'll tell you that. When they say that's the big 3, your sleep system, your tent, and your pack. Tents are expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the end, I have many reasons for stepping off trail. I have loved this attempt and am incredibly proud of myself and us for the 350 plus miles in 36 days that I did. And yes, I've gotten a lot stronger. I've learned a lot of things, but in the end, I think it was losing its joy for me. And trying not to get emotional, but I am good with this decision. I really am. I may not look it right now, I promise. But
it was great to watch Mountain Turtle get stronger and stronger. But it is hard out here. It takes a physical toll, it takes a mental toll, and you have to be willing to commit to that and understand that, okay, we are coming up on near mile 400.
Yeah.
There's about 1,800 miles to go.
Yeah.
The temperatures are going to get hot. The conditions aren't going to get easier. This is not an easy trail. There's people that say that, that remind you, yeah, I've done other long trails. The AT still is the hardest.
And if you're not fully, mentally, 100% checked in and in for it, it's not for you anymore. And that was where I feel like I will continue to love this trail. I will continue to section hike this trail.
Yeah.
And
so Darby will become what they call it, a myth,
yes.
acronym, MYTH, a multi-year through hiker.
Yep.
I foresee that I'm going to be supporting Darby, and she'll pick out the sections that she has not done and do it at the best time of the year, where it is easiest for her to accomplish those miles, and do it for the duration of time that keeps her happy, and it keeps her. So many people fall in love with the trail. We haven't. It hasn't lost its luster. So she'll be back on the trail.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Is a through hike for 3,000 miles in her cards? Probably not. But that's okay. That's not the only way to hike. So, hike your own hike. And this is how she's, so Darby's just decided that she's going to hike a little differently.
Yeah.
I'm stubborn. I'm still in for this challenge. So I'm going to continue onward solo.
And we had decided before we even started this trail that if one of us either was unable or unwilling to continue, we had decided that long ago that the other person would continue. This was not a all or nothing between the two of us. So we had decided that. So Freebird is going to continue. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do, without your mountain turtle in front of you.
It's going to be interesting for me. It'll be a mental reset. We do a lot of things together. We support each other, and being on the trail together, that's all that I know. So it'll take a little bit for me to, fortunately we've made a lot of friends that are both behind us and in front of us. So I know I can catch other people and have a little bit of a sense of community, and that'll help kind of soften that that initial sting of being out there alone. But it's going to be interesting for me for that mental aspect, and then it'll be interesting for me to try not to overdo it. I have a tendency to want to go. So at least another first 2 days are already planned to get into the next hostel. So that'll kind of ease me back onto the trail after taking another 00. So it's kind of a restart and a reset and a resume. But it's going to be interesting to see. I'll see Darby again in another month. We'll step off trail for our oldest college graduation. So I know we'll get reunited soon. So the sad thing about being a military family is we've endured times when we've had months apart.
Yeah, we've done this before.
So that aspect of being apart, I know we find ways to stay connected, and we'll be fine as a couple that respect.
Of course.
And I'll see Darby again here soon.
So that is our news, and that is going to close out this video. And our next chapter will be your next chapter as you continue on the trail. And I'm excited to see you fly. Yeah, no,
it'll be just something new. And it'll be a new experience for us. So hopefully you'll see the successes, but some of that too. I'll be honest about how that's impacting me, and what it feels like to be out there. I don't talk about emotions much, guys generally don't, but I'll try to pepper that in there because I started this with Darby. Darby's always going to be a part of my life, but she's just not going to be a part of hiking the rest of this trail. As I've tried to make my attempt. So I'm going to try to go as far as I can go. So that's still plan A for me.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that wraps up today.
So keep on subscribing. The videos will not stop, and we are going to continue with a next chapter. Thanks for being with us.
All right, good morning from day 40 of my Appalachian Trail through hike attempt. Coming to you again from Hughes Gap. Last left a couple days ago and came off trail a little unexpectedly and took a 00 in Johnson City and just said a hard goodbye to Darby. And it's time for me to head up the trail, this time on my own. So back out into the quiet of the woods. Today's plan is to go only 10 miles, and that's to pick up our original itinerary to get to the shelter. I think it's Dan Murray's shelter. And then tomorrow to get to US Route 19E, where I will get picked up by Appalachian Trail Station 19E for the night. So yeah, today's been kind of a reset and resume kind of a day. Well, we've done Mountain Turtle and I have done 375 miles here on the AT. I haven't done any of this solo. And so backpacking solo will be a little bit of a new experience. From yesterday's video, you saw did a little bit of a gear change out. I certainly don't need a 3-person tent. And then pared down some of the shared things that we had in our load. So just a little different, but the pack feels good and light. I did take the opportunity to send home a couple of things that I hadn't really used. So it was kind of a good shakedown opportunity for a lighter pack and only 2 days of food. So I'm feeling pretty good after a 00 to go up Roan Mountain, which is a climb out of Hughes Gap. So I'll be climbing for the next few hours, 2 hours, and I'll get to the gap. I'll get to the summit, and I'll show you along the way. But yeah, it's all about restarting today, which has so many emotions that go along with it. I'm already missing my mountain turtle. Okay, here we are about an hour in since I left Hughes Gap, and I've gone a little over 2 miles uphill, climbing past 5,100 feet. I think we're on our way over 6,000. Sometimes it's better not to look at far out because I just know I'll be going up and up and up until I hit a summit. At some point I'll stop and check to see just my progress and where I am. But in a lot of ways, it feels like mile 1 all over again. When you start off, when you touch the first blaze and you start walking down Springer Mountain with the pack on your back, you have all these thoughts, hopes, anxieties, but it's going through your brain, going pretty fast. So here I am thinking, here I gotta find my own pace. I have to remember to take care of myself. We look out for each other when we're on the trail together. Had asked Darby, hey, do you need sunscreen? She tans and very slowly. I tan fast and don't burn as easily. But she asked me, are you drinking water? And half the time, I'm not drinking enough. So I have to remember to take care of myself, stop and take breaks for lunch, because I get very driven. I get in race mode. I want to get to the finish line, wherever that's for the day or whatever the goal is for the time frame. So I always have like a stopwatch going through my brain. So I have to recalibrate. But, as we were saying our emotional goodbyes, Mountain Turtle was, I told her, don't drive too fast, because she does. She drives much faster than I do. I'm a rule follower sometimes, which drives her nuts, and she's a little bit of a lead foot, which can drive me nuts. But as long as she gets there safely, that's the most important thing. And she said same thing to me: be safe, take it slow, be smart. But she also said, fly high, Freebird, which was very sweet. Halfway up Roan Mountain, passing through Ash Gap. What a lovely place to camp. I just passed a couple of gentlemen who were doing just that. Hadn't yet broke camp to get going again. Enjoying their morning. It is a gorgeous morning, I have to say. Absolutely gorgeous out here. Ice. A couple icy patches. Ice is not something I've seen in a while. Gotten spoiled with some high temperatures, but here we are now over 6,000 feet. And it was a chilly night last night. It's going to be a chilly night tonight. But there's a reason people say don't send your winter gear until you're close to Damascus or past Damascus, or even in May. You can get chilly up here, but feeling good and getting close to the summit, I hope. Here we are, elevation 6,150 feet, and this used to be where the Cloudland Hotel stood, which interesting place for a hotel. I'll see if I can actually find any, if it's just a misnomer like the Fontana Hilton is not a Hilton. It's just a shelter. So we'll see if there's any evidence that there's a hotel up here or not. But I mean, this is a state park, as well as the Appalachian Trail. So people have been enjoying this location for quite some time. This may be all that's left. A fireplace, a very small fireplace in the middle of the woods on top of Roan Mountain. No views yet. There's supposedly an icon on the navigation app that says there's a view up ahead. I would love to see a view from 6,000 feet after that climb. It wasn't a bad climb, but it took me 2 hours to get up the mountain, kind of like I thought I would. So it's good that I'm actually on target for my estimations. Well, 0 views so far from Roan Mountain. A little disappointed. Right now descending from almost 6,200 feet, and the trail has become a stream, making that fun. Try to keep my shoes dry. Good example of a water diversion there. Thank you, trail maintainers. Of course, there's a lot of water up ahead still too, so I hope there's a lot of other diversions. But no views. Really wanted to give one, especially to Darby, who's driving right now. She's on her way to see our youngest at his college and give him lots of great mom hugs. And then she'll head next to where our oldest is going to college, and she's got some friends there too. So I'm a little jealous that Darby's going to give our loved ones, our sweet little ones, who are not so little. They're both now grown, and my son, he's got, he's taller than I am and has hair down to the middle of his back. So he's quite the cool young adult. And then there's my oldest, who is just so smart and bright and clever and witty and sarcastic and funny like me. Has the same twisted sense of humor. So I'm jealous that Darby's going to be able to spend some time with each of them, because I miss them equally. But I will see both of them in a month at my oldest's graduation. So there's that. So when I retired from the military, during my retirement speech, I focused on, how about 3.5 years of my career I spent apart from Darby and our family. Military will just do that, right? They will send you off to faraway places you never expected to go. And so there was a lot of, I'll see you when I see you. And that was hard. And I expressed how much I appreciated Darby and the kids' resilience when I couldn't be there to be a parent, be a father, be a husband. And so part of that retirement speech was, said, I'm not going to have to say I see you when I see you because I'll be sticking right with you. And hope you don't grow tired of seeing me all the time. And here we are, some months later, I'm on the trail, and I said a very heartfelt goodbye to Darby, but very different when it's not under military obligations. I'm doing this under my own free will, and this is voluntary. I could stop whenever I want. So, but my heart is set on seeing if I can finish this trail, and I'm hoping my legs and my spirit will take me there. This is just a beautiful state park, and loving it. Well marked, well maintained, water everywhere. It's nice and crisp and cool, almost too cool. I've been seeing day hikers throughout, also enjoying it. So just a nice descent, making good time. Already I think I'm coming up on a parking lot, but about 5 or 6 miles in to a 10-mile day. It's been a good day. All right, here we are at Carver's Gap, elevation 5,500, 12 feet, and there's a little Trail Magic cooler right there. Let's see what's inside. Look at that. Thank you, Trail Angel. That Snickers bar looks fabulous right now. Maybe an apple too. Gotta be healthy on the trail. I finally got a view I was looking for. Plus two, as I was hiking up the trail, I met this great family and got to chat with them about the trail. And it turns out they thru hiked the trail, and it was a husband, a wife, and their 3 daughters who were very, young and school age, and they were introducing them to the trail. The husband and wife had hiked the trail in, I think they said 2010, trail named Sunrise and Lola, and they said, "Did you see the trail magic at the gap?" And I said, "I did. Were you responsible for that?" And they were like, "Oh, absolutely. We put it out there. We're giving back to hikers and showing our daughters, what it means to hike the trail." And I showed my appreciation because I got to chat with them, and they were down here from beautiful West Virginia, and so great people. Love running across. Just wonderful, kind-hearted people. It's a little windy up here, so I hope you can hear me okay. But I'm the top, round, bald, elevation 5,828 feet. And this is a view looking out into North Carolina. That's where I'm heading to next, I believe. I think the trail goes over there. That's where it just was, that last bald. Still making our way. Just gorgeous day. Certainly didn't think I'd see ice here again. That's another one we have not seen in hundreds of miles. So as gorgeous as this is not the AT. I somehow ended up on a Blue Blaze, And because there are no trees and you have to look for blazes sometimes on rocks, I just saw a nice, easy, smooth trail going up to another bald. And was that the trail? No. So bonus miles, I think I did probably maybe 0.3, 0.5, I don't even know. So I'll be back on trail soon. Didn't read the signs, but I'm back on trail after a nice detour on a beautiful day, but bonus miles, unexpected side quest complete. Alright, heading north on the trail. Every now and then roots just love to take your poles away from you. By the way, these are REI Traverse 7075 T6. My goodness, there we go. Yeah, sometimes it's a struggle just to, plant your poles and then get them back again. It's like, it takes all your rhythm off as you're just chugging along. Cracks me up though. Darby did it more often than I did, but I too fall victim to it every now and then, of lodging your trekking poles in some kind of root or rock. Anyway, life on the trail. Alright, it is, I believe about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I see the shelter in front of me. Ooh, it is early, so I have a couple choices, but I'm gonna think about what I want to do over lunch. Alright, being that it was 1:30 in the afternoon, and being that I only have 11.2 miles to go to get to station 19E, a hostel there, where a resupply box is waiting for me. Darby stopped there after dropping me off at Hughes Gap this morning with all of the majority of, actually all of her food. That would enable me to go another few days, but what's the point in carrying all that extra food if I'm just gonna, stay there? So she left me, they sometimes call that like a bounce box or a drop box. So I've got to stay at that hostel. But if I could get there today on this beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day, rather than tomorrow, shave a day off after a 00, why not? So looking at the maps, the 11.2 miles, it's pretty forgiving terrain. So you can see it's already just kind of rooty terrain, but I can move pretty fast through this, and it's going to drop down into the where the US 19E and the hostel are. So it's only like 1,500 feet of ascent over 11.2 miles. So another hiker who was younger than me, and also a veteran, he was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking of just pushing through." And so he helped plant that seed a little early, and of course he probably didn't take that blue blaze like I did, so he didn't get the bonus miles I did. So kind of committed to this course of action now and feeling strong now. But the last time we were hiking before it's taken the 00, I think that was day 37, that was 17.5, and today it's going to be over 20, so I think 21. I haven't even taken the time to calculate the mileage. I just want to focus on making progress down the path, down the trail. So, and I am. Miles are going by quick today. So on we go. What a view we have today from Little Hump Mountain. It's clear, you can see so far today. I think that was one of my last climbs, maybe one more. There's always one more. But this one, I was getting a little tired, I'll be honest. Getting closer to the upper teens of miles hike today, and I didn't really take a break. So I will enjoy a little view up here and take this in a little bit. That's the kind of views that I know I'd love to be sharing with Mountain Turtle. I just love watching her look off in the distance with just awe. Oh, that fella right there, that last mountain. I gotta climb 600 feet. And then I go 6 miles downhill. So, late in the afternoon, you can kind of look and see just how the path meanders up there. So, I gotta muster up some energy and climb this bad boy. But then I get rewarded with hopefully a cruisy downhill. We'll see. 6 miles of downhill. It's a lot. But then my long day will be done. Hump Mountain, 5,587 feet, and gorgeous views. Had like 3 false summits, but let me tell you, it's worth it. It's a good little climb. Oh, I feel accomplished. Oh, great view. I think I've earned a Snickers bar. I took the Snickers bar from the Trail Magic that was here earlier. And I was going to have it at the kind of towards the end of the day with a little celebration. I think it's time for a Snickers bar. Tell you, the Roan Highlands have not disappointed today. I picked a good day to do it. I mean, if you come up here when it's cold and windy, it wouldn't be as pleasant. You're seriously exposed. Nothing to hide behind. And when the wind starts whipping through, I bet it really whips. I mean, it's breezy right now, but the wind has got a howl up here. But man, the gorgeous views all day long. So, didn't get Roan Mountain views, but I got Roan Highland views. That's Hump Mountain after I've climbed down and around a bit. Still haven't, just now starting to enter trees. Leaving North Carolina. Oh, now it's going to be Tennessee until we hit Virginia. So, North Carolina has been beautiful. I've really enjoyed these last hundreds of miles along the border between North Carolina and how great was it to cross into North Carolina from Georgia, except that very first climb there, it got really nice after that. So North Carolina, thank you. People in North Carolina, you're also awesome. And now back into exclusively Tennessee. It is after 6 p.m. I've been hiking for 9 hours and 40 minutes. I'm getting a little tired. Closing in on the last mile. So I think I've done 20 or so already. This last 6 downhill, some of them have been fast miles. I'm on a fast little stretch right now. That kind of helps. You know, I don't really like getting into a hostel late. I mean, you can't enjoy any of the amenities of the hostel if you get in late. You can't shuttle to get resupplied. Fortunately, I don't need to get resupplied, but I don't know if I'll even be able to do laundry. Not a huge deal. I've only been in this close for one day, and it was a cool day, so I don't feel like I stink to high heaven yet. Sitting by the side of the road, contacted the shuttle. They're going to pick me up shortly, so I am enjoying this nice boulder by the side of the road. It feels good to be off my feet. Alright, that's going to close out day 40. 21.2 miles, I believe. Pretty much did the entire Roan Highlands. Wasn't expecting that today, but it was a good day. Long day. I am beat. I am here at the station at US 19E, and was able to get a giant sub and lots of water, which I needed since I hadn't hydrated well enough today. So all in all, a good day. Still heartfelt to say goodbye to Mountain Turtle. She did make it to meet up with our son today, and is getting lots of mom hugs in, and so I know she's feeling a little bit better, feeling all that love that she's missed. So, but I miss having her out on trail. So all right, time to crash, and then tomorrow I gotta make a plan. I don't have a plan for tomorrow. So the next town is Hampton, and I have a very full food bag because I have not only my food, but all the food from Mountain Turtle. And I didn't eat very much today, so I didn't have lunch today, and then I had dinner here. So we keep skipping meals. So much of the food that we bought in Irwin, we still have, and now it's all mine. So I need to start eating some of that down because that's a lot of weight to carry needlessly. But yeah, anyway, a good day. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in our next chapter.